So welcome to my second video on the beautiful islands of Orkney. As I promised in my first video, I was going to take you to some of the nicest places in Orkney, and this is one of my most favourite. This is the Broch of Gurness. It's not that far from where I live, and I come here quite a lot because I just think it's such a fascinating place. There is so much to see here, and if you've got a vivid imagination like I have, then it's just a wonderful opportunity to let your ideas run amok about how people lived here, what type of things they were doing, what type of tools they were using, what type of farming they were doing. It's just mind-boggling the amount of detail that's still in this place, and that's why I love coming here, because every time I come I find a different detail, and it's just in such a lovely spot next to the sea. And obviously the fields at the side here, they would have been used by the farmers to grow their crops and keep their cattle. So it, like I say, it is one of my most favourite places. This place is over 1,000 years old, and it's been occupied on and off since then by different groups of people. Nobody is 100% sure exactly how they were living here, or why there were so many of these brochs up and down this particular coast. It's thought there were at least 10, but this is the best preserved. The other ones, the stone has been robbed by the farmers and they've used it probably in the farmhouses. So this is the best one up this isle. But I think we'll have a little walk round, and I'll give you a little talk when I walk round of some of the things that we point out. Okay? So first of all, on the left here you can see the outer wall of the Broch, which we'll have a look in a minute, and that was the main building on this side. So that probably would have been, what? The landlord, the earl, or whatever they called him in those times. And these would have been the workers probably living in these little buildings outside, although these were built after the Broch, so it might have been a different period of use, that they had different leaders, they had different beliefs. It spans such a long period of time that there could have been a lot of changes, and this weather could have changed, although it's a beautiful day today, so we're not really sure what the weather was probably like. But let's have a little look round. So first of all, we're going in this little house here. Now this has got its own little front door. They've all got their own front door. So we'll walk around here. And on the left we've got the double bedroom, which is quite a good size little bedroom actually. If you look, you could probably get 3 or 4 adults sleeping in there. And this one comes with its own little wardrobe space. So you can see its own little wardrobe space there to put your skins and your tools and things like that in. It's got a feature fireplace in the middle here, very nice, with a stone effect in the back there. Then we step over into the lounge area, and then over into the third bedroom, second bedroom, sorry. And this one is probably what's known as the box room, because it's quite a small area. Now we'll have a look in the house next door. So again, it's got its own unique front door. So we step in through the front door, and then we've got here, which I think is fascinating. If you can see that little indentation there, that's for what would have been the door. And there's another one here. So they would have had their own front door. And then we step into the quite sizable lounge area again. A very impressive feature fireplace there. A little dresser, a little built-in dresser there. And then this sort of has, well, I think it's a bedroom on a bedroom actually. I think you've got to walk through one bedroom to the other one. So I think this is the first bedroom. Stepping through into the second bedroom at the back there, a little bit smaller. And you can see the neighbours are quite close by here, although obviously this wall would have been built up during the time and given you some privacy, which we don't have today. But you can see they did live in quite close proximity with each other, which might have been a good thing. They were there to support each other through difficult times, but it could have also been quite an annoying thing at times, and they might have fallen out quite a bit. So let's have a look in another one of these little houses here. Now I don't know what that is there. It looks like a little storage area. I don't think it's a house as such, or it would have been a very small house. Now this is a good example of what most of these houses have, and it's some kind of a water pit. I don't know if you can see in there, there is actually some water in there, and it looks like a quernstone on the top there. And they're always placed next to the fireplace. And there is actually another water pit at this side there as well. I don't know if you can see that. They're not sure really what these pits were for. They think they could have been for water, but they could have also been for storing fish in water or heating water up. But they really don't know. But they do look like they're meant to be waterproof, and they've got a cover on that one as well. So this is quite a sizable lounge area, I'd say. So again, we'll go back out, have a little look up here through another little door, and you can see there's quite a lot of these little houses all connected to each other. Now it's believed that there could have been up to 200 people living in these little houses around this main broch, which is quite a lot really. And it would have been a very busy place. If you can imagine all the children running about and animals and the women being busy doing the tasks and things, it would have been an incredibly vibrant place. I mean, just look at all those different little houses there. There's loads of them. And there's another little mark there where there's been a front door in that little hall there. There's another hearth there. There's another one here. They're just amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think that, you know, the ingenuity of these people, there must have been a reason why they thought it was such a good idea to be living so close together like this. Maybe it was for protection. Maybe they could protect each other. Although, because there were so many of these down the coast here, there were about 10 of them, there's no real obvious signs of fighting between each other. So they don't think they were fighting with each other. They think it was almost something to do with showing off. You know, I've got a bigger broch than you sort of thing. And you can see here there's a great big ditch that goes around the whole site actually. And you can see how that would have given some protection around these houses at the time. And that's the sea over there, the Inhallow Sound, and that's Rousey over there, which is one of the other islands. Now some of this site has actually fallen into the sea. They don't know how much, but majority of it is still here, which is really good for us. So I'm going to have a look now into the main broch. So you can see this has obviously been the main entrance into the broch. This is would have been like the main street, if they call them that during that time. So we can see here we've got something on the left, and it's like a storage area. Now some people do say that this could possibly have been, well, it says here cells, but they think it could have had dogs in it as well, and some kind of like a guard dog or something. So that's interesting. So we're going into the main broch now. On the right there you can see the steps that went up to other floors. They think there were 2 or 3 floors in this broch when it was built. And you can see inside the walls there, I don't know if you can see in there, so there's a passageway that went round inside the walls that had stairs as well, and you can see one there as well. So let's have a little look round. It's a little bit difficult to work out what's actually going on in here because it's all higgledy-piggledy, and also it's been remodelled over the years, which just confuses it a little bit more. But it's amazing the things that are left. I mean, look at that there. That's obviously for grinding some kind of, what would it be, wheat, oats, and it's just been left. And then here, this is interesting. There's a great big pit which did have steps going down to it, and they think it was an underfloor well. So they would have been able to go down to collect the water from actually inside the broch, so they wouldn't have actually needed to go outside of the broch to get the water, which is very interesting. And then we've got another one of these water pits here. And then some kind of storage, a large storage area at the back there. So you can see how high the walls go now, which is probably about, I don't know, half the size of what they were originally, possibly a bit more. And there would have been 2 other floors above here, they think. So again, we've got such a collection of stones. There's another little, that's an interesting little stone there. That's, what could that have been for? Sharpening something? Maybe? And there's another fireplace here. So maybe this was a kitchen area. This could have been the kitchen. And that was the living area with the big fireplace there. So this could have been the kitchen area here, and then they would have brought it through to the main area. Another some kind of a storage area there, and then there's a little staircase here that goes up to the upper levels. You can just see that there, very steep, but does the job. I'm not sure, is that another quernstone there? I think it is. And there's a drain there underneath. More storage. So it's quite a complicated internal layout, and there's lots of different ways that people think it was used, but obviously there was a lot going on here. It's not a simple carry-on at all. So I can't even, which is the way out? We'll go this way. So you can see the see-through there. So what a fabulous place. I absolutely love it. I really do. And there's a little bit out here I want to show you, which is quite a poignant reminder of part of its past, I suppose. After this place was built, it's an Iron Age broch. So obviously it was lived in by the Iron Age people, but then after that, a lot later, the Vikings came along. And then it's believed that they used a lot of these ancient sites to bury their dead. So they think that there has been Vikings on this site using it as a burial place at some point. And one of the burials here, I don't know if you can see this, that's actually a burial site of a lady that was found, a Viking lady, and she had grave goods with her, so she was obviously a very important lady of her time. So that's quite an interesting feature. And you can see the spot here, you've obviously got really good access to the sea all the way around. The sea's beautiful today, gorgeous. So I think that gives you quite a good idea of what this place is like and how interesting it is to come and visit. So if you wanted to come and visit when you're in Orkney, then do make sure that you make time to come along and have a look, because you can spend at least an hour wandering around these ruins and musing at all the different compartments and rooms and different stone areas that were designated for different things. It's fascinating. So that's it for me today. So thank you for tuning in, and catch me next time.